What I found about this program is that it is very basic and simple. There are no set of rules to follow before you open your mouth or you think. You can go back to talking like normal speakers and enjoy the conversation. The course was very efficient in letting me know where I should change the way I speak, how I should do it, and what I need to know. I also have to follow the instructions because it's a machine and I have to operate it in that given way. When I don't follow instructions, I go back to the way I was speaking all these years. I have a stuttering problem since I was like 4 years old. Right now I'm 41. I have tried various speech therapists and other courses, but things have just stayed the same. I think when I speak in English, I'm good, but when I speak in my native language, it just gets worse. Suppose you ask me about my work, it becomes very easy for me to focus and tell. But then suppose you ask me something in random, I'm not able to, put it in a nice format and then explain it to you. Whenever my lips or my mouth come together, and then then it gets stuck over there. Bacon, bacteria, bad, badge, badger, badly, bad-tempered, bag, bagel, baggage.
Okay.
Bag.
Okay. Evaluation.
5. M. Okay. Machine, mankind, mansion, mantelpiece, manufacture, map, marble, march, mathematics, marriage.
Okay. Evaluation.
5.
Passed.
H. Oh, yeah. Thread, threaten, 3, through, thrill, throat, throughout, thriller, thrown, threat. Yeah, these are the TRE.
Okay, okay. So, evaluation again.
I would say 5.
So, are there any difficult words today? Difficult sounds, difficult words?
No. The reason we had to use 2 lanes was because swim practice was at the same time as the water jazz class. I actually tried to convince Dad to let me do water jazz instead of swim team, but he wouldn't go for it. The reason we had to use 2 lanes for swim class was there was the water jazz class at the same time. I asked Dad if I could do swim jazz, but he put me on the swim team class.
Evaluation.
5. I'm watching a McDonald's commercial. They're showing 2 teenage girls and a guy is sitting far off. Both their eyes meet. The girl is eating fries. There are only few left. And when she eats each fry, she says, "He loves me," or "He loves me not." She has only 2 left, and then she picks up one, and then the guy leaves. She takes the last fry, and she says, "He loves me not." The guy comes back with 1 fry, and she takes the fries, and she says, "He loves me."
Did you make any mistakes?
No.
And how did you do?
I did a 5. You want me to elaborate, or?
I don't think elaboration is needed. 5 is kind of explains it all.
I don't remember when, but my mom says that when I was 5 years old, I had gone to boarding school, and when I came back for the first break after a few months, I was talking differently.
At 5 years old, your mother sent you away. Oh.
Where they stayed, they didn't have any good schools, and so they wanted us to have a good education. So this was common within our family, and most of the boarding schools had kids in that age too.
Yeah, that was a big trauma for you.
Yeah.
This is how it started. What did your mom do when she noticed that you started speaking in a strange way?
My mom, during vacation, she would meet doctors or anybody who could help. She did try a lot finding an answer, but it was not there. I don't really remember what she did, but over the years, I know she took me to various speech therapists, and as far as most of them would give me a book and say, "Read it slowly." And I would do that for half an hour or 1 hour, but I'm here at 41, so I don't think reading a book. I have been to at least 9 or 10 speech therapists in the 40 years of my life, and not much has changed.
Yeah. Do you remember when you already were kind of older, what did they ask you to do other than reading a book?
It was mostly reading. Like when I was doing my master's in the US, I was in a university, and we have a teacher who helps foreign students learn how to pronounce in the proper American accent. Like when you say how we say water, it's not water, it's water. You have to say wa. So then they asked me, why don't you take her help? Because she's into speech, not a stuttering therapist, and she said, yes, I can help you and we can talk. And I would meet her twice or thrice a week in university, in school, and we would just read, and she would focus on sounds, what were tough, why, but I think I did it for a year or something, year or 2, but that didn't really help much. This was in 99 and 2000.
Okay.
Then in 2002, it was a course of 3 or 4 days where we had to go and stay with them. it was generally at a hotel where they would book the rooms and the conference room, and all the students would come there and they would do step-by-step various exercises. It was the McGuire program, and like you have to pause. There were many things which they asked us to do and to repeat. There were many things, and on the final day they would take us to a mall, or we were in Washington DC, so we went to a public place which was famous, and then they would call a gathering of visitors who just came to see the monument, but they would shout and say, we are from the McGuire program and we have a problem with our speech and we are trying to do our first public speaking. And we only had to say our name and a few lines. I think there were 10 or 12 students in the class, and they would ask who wanted to go first, and I was there, the last one, and for some reason at the last I said, no, I don't want to do this, and I said, no, just give it a try, just saying your name, and then after a lot of encouraging and all that, I said, okay, and then I went and said my name in the way they said you have to breathe out and do it. So I said my name, and I said I'm from India and this is my first public speaking. It was, I did say it out, but that really didn't help afterwards.
They addressed the problem which you didn't have. As I mentioned to you, you don't have a problem with the airstream. We never even addressed it because you don't have a problem with that. You had a totally different problem, right?
Right.
So this is why you didn't want to do it, because you realized it was stupid, absolutely ridiculous to do all this breathing when your breathing is just fine. Why would I do this breathing? So what else did you do in this McGuire program?
It's been 15 years, so honestly I don't remember.
Yeah.
But there were a lot of exercises, a lot of things to do, and they said every year you have to come back and just to do it, just to, if you forgot something or if you're not doing something right, if you come back and become a part of it every year, it would be nice. But since I left the US, I came to India, I had no McGuire program here, and I didn't really bother about my speech much, like trying to again go to a therapist here, I didn't really bother much. And for some reason, I went to YouTube and was just going through stuttering videos, and you just go through videos, and there were two of them. One was you, and there was one other guy in New York. His name is Michael or something, I don't know. Like yours and his videos show up on the same when you do the stuttering videos, and his comes up.
It's Michael.
Was more
Michael Williams. Michael Williams, right?
Yes. Michael. I have seen few of his videos. They are a bit similar to the McGuire program. You cannot, as you and me keep saying, we cannot remember 10 things and talk. It's too much of focusing on, did you breathe? Did you, so it's not possible. When it was like, you can cure your speech in 3 days, I was very curious. It's like, how is that possible? If that was that simple and easy, why doesn't anybody know it? There's a video of you just talking on speech. You are in an auditorium.
Oh, that was my Toastmasters International speech. I was at Toastmasters International, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so I saw that, and when you spoke, you were really doing it from the heart, and you really wanted people to understand what you were saying and not just do step A, step B, step 3, You were like, there's a different way to do this. And then when I saw the testimonials of other students who have done this, I thought it did make sense from what they talked on the first day and the final day, so let's give it a try, So then I also saw some videos of speech therapists in India, like they have free videos and they all talk about stuff, what you should do, what you should not do, what you should eat, things like that. But for some reason, I saw your videos, I think 6 months ago. I thought I would come back, but I have an American Express card from the US, so I thought it's easy to do that than to transfer from here to you, which is a mess. It means it takes a week and you have to do a lot of documents to send money from India to the US. So I was waiting for the right time and I just couldn't find the time. But then I sent you a WhatsApp, I think 1 month ago, and you also took time to answer back. So, because you asked, frankly, you also said you can do a Skype, but I got to know about Skype after we talked. And also you were on Instagram, I think. But I'm not there on Instagram, so. And also I had called both the phone numbers. One was for international calls and one was for the US, but then there was no answer on both the numbers too, so I just waited on WhatsApp. Mm-hmm. Then once we got connected, we are here. Frankly, as I told you, my father is a politician. He's very good. He has a good name. It's not like I want to continue doing what he's doing, but frankly, he has earned a good name for 35 years of his life. And I feel that it is like a torch bearer, It passes on from one generation to the other. And when you are the torch bearer, you can take it on easily, because you have his name, you have his family, and being a politician is not too much of work. You just are there to hear to people, to listen to their problems, and of course, talk a lot. You talk all day. This is what you do. And I had that problem, and I knew my father was not, I would not say happy, but he was concerned from a long time, but he never expressed it. But I'm sure deep down, he wanted me to speak properly for sure. Maybe join politics or not is not what he told me, but I was very keen. When you are into politics for a long time, from the time you are 5, you see all this that goes on, you see people coming to you, you see your father going out, you really enjoy the limelight, So for me, as you said, there's no reason to come to you or to go to a course. Life was doing good, I got married, I had kids. So the main reason first was this, and the other reason too was for my kids. I did not want to be like, I cannot speak. They always feel like my father's weak. We are kids, but we have to talk for him. And when they grow up or when they get married, some people don't like it that their father is a stutterer. Maybe their kids might have the same problem, so it was a bit multiple things that caused. So it's two of those main reasons. Today, I made a phone call to someone I didn't know, and I must have talked for 10 to 15 minutes, and I would give myself a 5. I then had a lunch meeting with a friend of an Italian company who I have known for 4 to 5 years, but it was a meeting for a job proposal. So it was about business and not a casual meeting. So I had to be focused and share my thoughts, listen to him, and that meeting was a 4 because I did make a couple of mistakes, but overall it went well. Third meeting was a presentation with an architect and a new customer for furniture for their house. I had to give the presentation with my laptop sitting next to them. I did few repetitions and some errors and the other stuff. I was not very focused, but I did not follow the instructions. And I would give that meeting a 4-2. It is a lot of information in 3 days, so I want to now get into it. And I'm sure whenever I have something, I can message you and we can take it forward.
But right now, do you feel that you need my consultation?
For now, no.
That's what I'm talking about. I want your opinion on this. Is it enough 3 days?
Yes, 3 days is enough.